Urban Therapy with Sun 752, and this your daily go getism number 784 for November 25th, 2016. All right. Tonight I want to talk to you all about the things that we should be embarrassed about, but for some reason we aren't embarrassed about. We're living in this information age, in this internet age, the social media age, and this age is unlike any other that we've ever experienced in our lives. The reason why that's significant is because when we think about some of the things that we see on the internet, you know how like some people really, really have a hard heart towards social media and the internet, mainly because of a lot of the negativity that they have either seen themselves or some of the negativity that has been reported to them. But before the internet ever came out, everything happened in real life. So, you know, we've always had people who showed off and showed out and acted a fool. We've always had people who were really shy and reserved or secretive. We've always had people who sort of teetered the line, toed the line, and went back and forth, so to speak, as far as maybe being shy and reserved about some things and being really outgoing and expressive in other ways for other things. You know, when you think about the times that you've been embarrassed in your life, those are probably the times in your life that you wish you could change the most. Some people obsess about wishing that they could go back and change things that they've done that had really embarrassed them. But we can't go back. We have to learn from those mistakes and try not to make those mistakes again. Sometimes we make them again. But if we show remorse, if we lament over them, if we express sorrow or basically, express to other people that we wish we really hadn't done what we've done, it shows that it affected us, and it shows that maybe we're growing in a certain direction, and that we're trying to get better at whatever we're doing. Drugs, alcohol are definitely things that make us do things that embarrass us later on. Sometimes we're embarrassed right there during the fact, like when we're under the influence. And sometimes when we're embarrassed when we're under the influence, it can make us really, really act out, show out, and do some things that may compound the problem instead of trying to fix it. So I'm saying all of this to say this. There are certain things that we should be embarrassed about. And there's certain things that we shouldn't be embarrassed about, but we are embarrassed about them for some reason. Maybe because we didn't want to be seen in that light. We didn't want to paint ourselves in that type of picture. And what's done is done, and we really can't change any of that. But that doesn't make it any easier. But what about the people who do things? They go out and really try to shine or whatever. People have a way of seeking out attention that's different from the conventional ways. Like there are positive ways and there are negative ways to try to seek out attention. For example, doing a video like this, that's a way of seeking out attention, but I consider it to be a positive way of seeking out attention. It doesn't reduce the fact that it's attention seeking behavior. It just means that you're trying to actually help somebody with something and bring attention in that way, whereas somebody else might make a fight video, put a fight video out there with them either cussing somebody out or them actually getting in a physical fight and posting it to the internet. That's crazy, but people do it, and you would think that people would be embarrassed about that, but they're not. And you want to see yourself like, how could you paint yourself in that light, even if you win the fight? Like, why would you want to be seen like that? And why would other people promote that kind of stuff? Because they have attention-seeking behavior too. Personally, a fight video, I think that everybody involved in the fight video should be embarrassed. The people in the fight that are in the video that's playing, they should be embarrassed. The person that posted the video, they should be embarrassed. Really, you should be embarrassed about bringing that kind of negativity, and you can easily say that you're just bringing awareness to something, or you're showing how messed up things is, or I mean how messed up things are, or that you're showing the reality of what's going on out here in the world. You can use any of those excuses, but they really are excuses. And don't think that it's not going to go unnoticed by other people that are watching what you do, especially if you have a pattern of following that type of behavior. Now, that's something that I think that you should be ashamed of, but that's my opinion. Your opinion of me may be like, that's a lot better than that corny shit that you be putting out. So just like I said, it's the same thing. Negative attention, positive attention is still attention-seeking behavior. And possibly they come from the same place. But I don't feel like I'm doing things that I should be embarrassed about. But other people who do all kinds of crazy negative attention-seeking behavior don't feel like they should have anything to feel embarrassed about either. It's just two different schools of thought. You know, you can say right or wrong, whatever. I'll let other people be the judge of that. But I'll tell you one thing. When we talk about things that you should be embarrassed about versus the things that you shouldn't be embarrassed about, I think anytime that you raise your expectations, you raise somebody else's expectations of you, and you don't meet those expectations, or even try to meet those expectations, but then try to blow somebody off like, what's the big deal? I'm only human. People make promises and break them all the time. I think that you should be embarrassed about that. You know, if you have people counting on you, if you have people believing in you, if you have people backing you and being in your corner and supporting you, and you giving your ass to kiss, and you blow that off, you should be terribly, terribly embarrassed by that. And if you don't, or if you're not embarrassed by that, something is wrong with you. What's wrong with you, son? You know, same thing is if somebody is providing for you. And I don't care about what they're providing. If they're providing for you financially, if they're providing for you emotionally, if they're providing for you mentally, if they're providing for you physically, if they're providing for you with their time and attention or whatever. If somebody is giving their time to you because they believe in you, you know, like you're not paying them, they are actually giving from the heart, and you backdoor them, you slime ball them, you stab them in the back. You know, it's like, let's say you have a best friend or your brother, your sister, somebody like that, a close family member, and you know, y'all thick as thieves, y'all been close like that since day one, y'all day ones, and you try to hit on their girlfriend or their boyfriend or something like that, you know what I mean, and really try to push that envelope. You should be ashamed of yourself. You should be terribly, terribly ashamed of yourself. But some people aren't ashamed of themselves by doing that, and they aren't embarrassed. And even when they get caught, they might be embarrassed because they got caught, but that's the only reason they're embarrassed, and that's unacceptable. That's crazy. It really is. That's crazy as hell. But hey, that's how it goes in this world. Some people are going to be embarrassed about some things that they shouldn't be embarrassed about, like trying. I think that if you're trying to do something good, if you're trying to do something positive, if you're trying to do something worthwhile, you should never be embarrassed about trying. But some people are. Think like diet and exercise. There's some people out here who believe that because they're overweight, they need to get in shape. Like, they need to get in shape before they can start going to go get in shape. This is what I mean by this. Let's say somebody is really obese. You know, they're really heavy, they're really big. Let's say 400 pounds or more. And, you know, they know that they should take more stock in their health and start getting on a regimen and, you know, trying to better themselves. But they're embarrassed to go to a gym and start working out because they think that everybody's going to look at them like, oh, man, you got like 1,000,000 miles to go. You might as well hang it up. So I don't think that that's something that you should be embarrassed about. I think that that's something that you should feel very confident about. Like, listen, I know that I let myself go, but I'm getting on the right track, and I'm going to try to get this weight off me, and I'm going to do whatever it takes. So some people, because they fear that embarrassment, will get uh, like liposuction or a lap band surgery or something like that, so they can lose the weight, so they can start to exercise, so they can lose weight. To me, that sounds crazy. Why would you feel embarrassed about getting on the right track, about taking the first step, the first natural, organic step to improving your health? You should never feel embarrassed about that, but some people do. And it's just one example. I'm sure that you can think about more. But we can do better than that. And we should help each other out so that we shouldn't feel embarrassed about things that we really shouldn't feel embarrassed about. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours. And remember, when it all comes down to it, there are going to be people who are embarrassed about things that they don't have no business being embarrassed about, like getting in shape, doing well for themselves, let's say furthering their education, trying to improve themselves. There are people out here who don't read very well, and they may feel embarrassed about going to go take classes to learn how to read better, to learn how to spell better, to learn how to write better. That's nothing to be ashamed of. And then you have people out here who are making fight videos, who are showing their ass and they ass titties, pulling their dick out online and all of that, and they're not embarrassed about that shit. And I think you should feel embarrassed about that. Nobody want to see that shit. I'm sorry. There are people who want to see that shit. You're right. There's always going to be a market for that kind of stuff. And I think the people who want to see that shit online, they should feel embarrassed too, but they won't. It is what it is. The Urban Therapy with Son Take the Fall event is tomorrow. Tomorrow, November 26th, 10 a.m., Rittenhouse Street and Wissahickon Avenue. That's where we meet. Every last Saturday of the month. Come down and get your hike on, man. Walk off all of those pounds that you put on last night on Thanksgiving. And also, if you feeling the frustration and irritation because you went out and spent a bunch of money or you dealt with the crowds and the hustle and bustle of Black Friday, come walk that bullshit off on Black Saturday. Get it together. But it's not Black Saturday. It's Black People Saturday. This is not Black Friday. This is Black People Friday. We need to start taking more stock in each other, y'all. Freedom in 4 years. We ain't forgot. Don't think ain't nobody. We still working. We getting it together. I hope to see y'all tomorrow at the Take the Fall event. It's gonna be the bomb. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace. Oh, the Daily Go Get 'Em show every single day. Every single day. 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Call in number 347-67. Call in number 319-527-6199. blogtalkradio.com/Son752. Peace. Y'all have a good night. Hope to see y'all tomorrow.